Good evening, my brothers and sisters. Amandla. I say Amandla, which means power, power to the people. And I greet you with our ancient Kemetic language in the words of peace, which is Hotep. I want to see who's going to hang out with their brother today. I know I came up out of the last minute out of nowhere. Hey, but you never know when knowledge is ready to be dropped. All right, it's like a ripe fruit. When it's ready, it's ready. Let's put on some music. Gives people just a few minutes to come on in. I'm going to go right on into the lesson today. Ashe? Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right. All right, King Tybidi. Hotep, my brother. Good to see you, man.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the ancestors watch over me. And if I die before I wake, I pray my soul return. I'm a foot soldier.
Queen Amari in the house.
I'm a foot
I thought you moved to Africa.
on the battlefield. Now if you down on the people, then you
Angela.
right. Put your weapon sheet together, then you stand on the line. Don't be flipping and dipping when they go and it's getting tough.
Thank you.
Suited and booted, let them know that you heard love. You are about unity, put them nails in the sky. I'm talking about love, throw it up and raise it high. 200 times 6 and 6 and 6 again. That's the year the Nostradamus said the world will end. But do we really know when it's over? Got you paranoid, looking over your shoulder. Don't let nobody lead you. You better lead yourself. Don't let nobody shackle your brain. You gotta break free. You can be what you wanna be. Yeah. You can be what you wanna be. Unchain your mind. When I go say I'm saying jump, some people say hi. He telling me to jump, I'm gonna tell him bye bye. They wanna clone you, you better realize. Before you know it, they'll be putting chips in your eyes. To see what you see and know what you know. You better take notice and you better lay low. You better lay low. You better get a hold to yourself. Because life without knowledge is bad for your health. The ancestors died as slaves. If they knew we wasn't unified, they got it rolling in their grave. Don't let their suffering.
Thank you. Okay. It stopped. All right.
Push forward and be strong. No matter what happens.
Brother Chris in the house. Hotep King.
Keep on moving.
Brother Shikari in the house. I thought I was gonna be alone tonight. But great to see y'all.
Soldiers, where are you? Why don't you come on and armor up? Cause we got work to do. Yeah. If you about unity, put the nails in the sky. Talking about love, throw it up and raise it high. Turn off your TV and put some knowledge in your brain. Ignorance is toxic, like drinking acid rain. And your person wants to make it hard for you to shine. You better use your weapon. I'm talking about using your mind.
My brothers and sisters, let me cut this off. You know, I'm DJ Junie Jones. Power off. All right. Once again, Hotep brothers and sisters, which means peace. Amandla, which means power, power to the people. It's good to see you here on tonight. If you know how to do this thing, hey, once you share it with somebody, text somebody, email, message somebody, you know how it goes. Each one, reach one, each one, teach one. My brothers and sisters, you know, I didn't plan to come on tonight, but when you're inspired, you have to come because the fruit is ready to be plucked. So and I hope that you get something out of what I'm about to say today. Those of you who may not know me, my name is James Anyabwile Wilson. I am the spiritual teacher, aka the awakener of the God in Action Ministry Spiritual and Cultural Center. Yes, sir. We located in Albany, New York, and we thank you for coming in. And those of you who are on, it was much love for you. Those who may come on later on, we love that, and we do not take your presence lightly. We pray that your experience with us will be a memorable one and a uplifting, enlightening one. All right. So we thank you so much. I'm not going to be with you long tonight. I know I'm not going to be with you long tonight. You can't tell the whole story in one night, but I'm here today. I just want to share this about me. My mission is to inform. You slow down. My mission is to inform, not to convince. I'm not trying to get you to change your mind, believe what I want you to believe, to think what I want you to think. No, it's to inform and not to convince, and you come to your own conclusions. My mission is to encourage my people to become an analytical and critical thinker, where nobody just can throw something at you that sounds good, and you just take it and say, okay, it must be right. No. You got to be an analytical, critical thinker. You got to question everything, even the things that I share with you. You need to question it and research it. All right. Now, my mission also is to challenge your mind, because your mind is not challenged, you can't grow. So I may share some things that may be against what you've been taught all your life, and people will suffer what is called cognitive dissonance. It's painful. So we have to learn how to open our mind to new information and new ideas. All right. Don't be afraid to let yourself be challenged. All right. The main thing is, my mission is not to try to convert you in some religion. I am not, how do I want to say it? I do not subscribe to any religion, though I respect all of them as long as they are used as instruments for the liberation of our people. All right. So I thank you once again for tuning in. And I'm going to move into the lesson today, brothers and sisters. And on last week, a few Sundays ago, let me go into my lesson. What inspired me to go back to this lesson is I had a talk with my brother Ty Beatty, aka brother Izel Travis. We had a conversation about the lesson that I taught a few weeks ago. And, when we talk, we don't be just talking about stupid stuff, about no girls and drinking and drugging and what's on TV and reality shows. We don't talk about crap like that. We talk about stuff that's going to sharpen each other. And he brought up something about what I taught about the Adam and Eve story that I taught 2 weeks ago. And the subject was, what's the subject? Beware of the dumbing down program found in the Bible. That was the topic of it. You can go back and look at what I said in that message. But we was talking about it, and the brother brought out something that was profound. He said, yo, brother, I talked about how the enemy, if you read the story, how Adam and Eve was told not to eat of the fruit. If they did, they would die, and their eyes will be open, and they'll be like God. You know what I'm saying? And but he brought out like, yo, when you eat this stuff, you eat the tree of knowledge, you will get killed. You will surely die. And I was like, wow, I didn't cover that point. And so I was inspired. I couldn't shake it. So thank you, Brother Ty Beatty, for your inspiration, brother. So and tonight, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to deal with, let me go into my lesson here. Let me go into my lesson here. No, not that. I'm going to be at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Okay. I hope that, okay, we good. All right. We good. So we're going to move in, I know you probably have your coffee, your dessert, or maybe you're eating dinner or drinking your little whatever, the wine, uh, there's people who drink wine in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, just having fun with you. So we're gonna move in, and we're gonna deal with this subject at hand. Okay. So my topic today is continue to unchain the black mind. The black mind. I could have said your black mind, but I'm not talking this about you. The black mind. So all of us, and everything that you do, and every word that you put out, and every seed that you plant in your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, your husband, your wife, your whoever it may be, a friend. All right. Always do it with a goal to do what? To continue to unchain the black mind. You also could take this topic and say to continue to unchain your African and your black mind. Okay, you can also say that too. All right, so let's move in. Continue to unchain the black mind. Like I said on the onset a few Sundays ago, I revisited this Bible story about the Adam and Eve being in the garden. Okay. And, and according to the story, they were both instructed not to eat of the fruit in the garden. There was never an apple, but everybody talked about an apple, never said that. So that's what said, you have to read for yourself. So they was not to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge and good and evil. And according to the story, God told them if they disobeyed, they will surely die. You find that in Genesis, the 2nd chapter, verses 15 and 17. Okay, that's what I dealt with. I revisited that. And after I dealt with that, I asked the question, would God really discourage us from gaining knowledge that would literally save our life? He said, don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, or you'll die, but you can eat everything else. Would God really tell us to do that? To reject the knowledge that will literally save our lives? Because you cannot make good decisions in life if you do not know the difference between good and evil. Am I right? And these pictures can speak for itself. These images here speaks 1,000 words. That's Adam and Eve in the garden. Okay, they look like the European people. Now, when you read this biblical story properly, or when you read the Bible properly, I have nothing. Nothing. No issue. No serious issues with the Bible, but you have to know how to properly read it. If you don't know how to properly read it, all there's going to be is something that's going to keep you mentally enslaved. Okay? When you read the Bible, brothers and sisters, you have to learn how to decode, to decipher, and to uncover the hidden meanings of those scriptures. That's why it's good to be under a good teacher, you know what I'm saying, who have your best interests in mind. I ain't trying to fleece you out of your money. God going to bless you if you give me $99.99. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the Adam and Eve story, as you saw on the onset, they are portrayed, and growing up, they're portrayed as European people, right? Yes, they are. But in reality, if they ever existed in this Garden of Eden, they would not be Europeans. They will be African people. They'll be black people, because when you read the story, it takes place in Africa. Ethiopia is in Africa. That's where the gardens take place. And the Bible tells you that. But they give you strange names, so it goes over your head. Not only that if Adam and Eve really existed, they will be African, and the Garden of Eden is in Africa. According to archaeology, paleontology, anthropology, and carbon dating, African people, black people, were the first created on the earth, and we are the mothers and fathers of all human life. So now you got to keep in mind, you have to put the pieces together, y'all. Keep in mind that this story is really about black people. Not when we started, because we was here waiting for 6,000 years ago. That's when the Europeans came on the scene. There was a rebellious people, a godless people, evil people, people with no morals, no spirituality. World history will tell you that. I'm not being facetious. So you have to understand, decode it. So they show you, once again, European Adam and Eve, but they're really talking about Africans because we was the only one back then, the first ones on the earth. You got that? Okay, good. Now, whoever wrote the Adam and Eve story, right? Like I said, whoever wrote it, God, come on, please don't be afraid, brothers and sisters. God did not write this book. God did not write these stories. You are not going to hell because you're using your brain. God did not bring his hand down from no heaven and told people, give him a whole bunch of paper and wrote down, this is what I want y'all to hear. This is what I want this is what I want to say to y'all. No, man wrote it and said it was God's word and told you if you don't believe it, you're going to hell. Come on, people, get out of that fear. So this story that men wrote about Adam and Eve, it was about black people, right? And it was encouraging black people to stay blind, dumb, and ignorant. Because he said, don't touch the tree of the tree of knowledge. Though they wanted us to be dumb, blind, and ignorant, they also, check it out, this is what Brother Taibidi brought to my attention, they also warned black people about the deadly consequences, right, that they will suffer, or the consequences they will have to deal with if they seek to gain right and proper knowledge to direct and guide their lives. When he said, you eat it, you will surely die. And that's the area I'm going to deal with. The point I didn't deal with on 2 weeks ago, Brother Taibidi brought it up. Yes, as black people, if we seek to obtain right and proper knowledge to gain our lives in the hells of North America and around the world, we are in a position to surely die. This has been our experience for over 400 years in the hells of North America. It's nothing new. Genesis 2:15 and 17, once again, what did it say? You may freely eat of the fruit of every tree in the garden, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat of its fruit, you will surely die. Now look at this image here, this picture here. Your young brother is what? Reading a what? Book. Obtaining knowledge. Right? What did the police officer say in this thing? Drop your weapon. You know what I'm saying? Because he's eating of the tree of knowledge. Walk with me, brothers and sisters. Did you know when we came to the hells of North America? I know a lot of people don't like to hear about their history, but if you don't know where you was, you're not gonna understand where you are, and you're gonna be ill prepared to where you're about to go. You have to know your past. Did you know there was a crime, illegal, and white folks said it was unsafe for black people to read or gain knowledge? It started where? In the Garden of Eden. Don't touch it. You'll die. It was illegal. Read it for yourself. It's history. The consequences of being caught with a book was whippings. They got whipped. They got beat half to death. They got raped. They got killed. And those who got caught with the book, trying to read or write, they got sold or their family members got sold. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? The white slave masters, they knew that if a person or a people was devoid of right knowledge, they can be used, abused, controlled, and oppressed at will for long periods of time. They knew that. And the writer of the Adam and Eve story was right. They said it was Moses who wrote it, But they say traditionally they believe Moses wrote it. That really means they don't know who the author really was. But traditionally, Christians and Israelites say it's Moses. I could say it's James Brown. Okay? So, but the writer was right. Who wrote this? Black people do have a death sentence when their eyes are open, when their minds are open. We have a death sentence. As long as we blind, deaf, and dumb, docile and neutral, right? They feel safe. They don't bother you. But as soon as your eyes open, Brother Ty Beatty brought it out. Yes. The consequence is death, a death sentence. Genesis 2:15-17. Once again, I will keep your mind on that. You may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, the tree of ignorance, reality shows, murder movies, horror movies, stupid commercials, all these different things. You can eat of that. Except the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And if you eat it, you will surely die. They don't want your mind to grow. They don't want you to see what they're doing to our people. You think because you got a job, you got a business, you go to church, you got a little money, you got a little savings account, got a little house, got a little car, that you all right? There's a saying, brothers and sisters, if all your people ain't free, let me tell you, brother and my sister, you ain't really free. It has pacified you with crumbs that fell off their table. Here we are. Look at the images, y'all. Just for picking up a book, gaining knowledge. Do not eat of the tree of knowledge. You will surely what? Die. And this will happen to our people. So that writer in the Adam and Eve story, once again, was correct. One thing about Europeans, they think 200, 300, 400, 500 years ahead. Black folks, we only think about the day, the next day. These are long-time planners. So I'm quite sure whoever wrote this book knew what condition we're going to be in, what was going to happen to us, how we're going to end up being devoid of knowledge. These are psychological mental scientists, y'all, we dealing with. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? We're almost there. This is what I found in the book. It's called The Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass. You know, our ancestor, well known. It's called The Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave, on page 49. This is a quote. A nigger should know nothing but to obey his master. That's all the knowledge he's supposed to have. To do as he is told to do. Learning would spoil the best nigger in the world. Now, if you teach a nigger how to read or gain knowledge, there would be no keeping him. It would forever unfit him to be a slave, unquote. What is he saying? The open enemy knew that they cannot oppress and control a people for a long period of time if they knew what they know. Or if they know what they knew. So they prevented us to read, keep them away from knowledge. Huh? Look at the pictures, brothers and sisters. On the left here, you got this supposed to be a history teacher. You see it on his arm. You got a history book. You got a black brother. It's not just about black men, black women too. Got a black brother, got a book open, says Black History in it. If you can look at it, if you can see it. He's covering the black guy's eyes, who is a student, right? He got the U.S. history book out, teaching him. He says, put that book down, that Black history book, put that book down. I'll tell you what I want you to know. If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. I want you to think. I don't want you to think. I want you to think what I tell you to think. That's basically what this picture is saying. It's worth 1,000 words. In order, right? Keeping you blind. Huh? Now, this is Frederick Douglass in a book that he wrote. Sharing experiences, what took place on the plantation. Now, check this out. This right here is from a speech, right, of Henry Berry of Jefferson in the House of Delegates of Virginia. Look it up yourself, 1832. And this is what they was talking about in this political meeting, dealing with the slaves. Pass as severe laws as you will to keep these unfortunate creatures in ignorance, not human beings, but creatures. Keep them in ignorance, void of knowledge. He says, it is vain unless you can extinguish or snuff out that spark of intelligence which God has given them. They know that we're intelligent, but they make us think that we're the dumbest one, the welfare recipients, the school dropouts. We can't understand nothing. We can't lead our own life. We need them to parent us. They said, take the spark of intelligence that God gave them. They know more than we know. Then he says, we have only to go one step further to extinguish the capacity for them to see the light and or gain knowledge, and our work would be complete. One step further, they said. Then they will be reduced to the level of a beast of the field, and we would be safe. See, as long as we acting as beasts, living as dumb beasts, the European or the powers that be or the open enemy, according to these minutes, feel safe. But when you open your eyes and begin thinking for yourself, that's when they feel threatened. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? These are not my words. They want to put to death the mentality. Like Brother Tybee said, oh, brother, if you eat that fruit, you will surely die. They want to put to death the mind. You read this. You can look up yourself. At the bottom it says, they chaining the black brain. I'm telling you today, brothers, unchain your black brain or your African brain. Unchain the African or black brain. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? We almost there. We almost there. I'm about to shut it down and do what I do. The only thing our open enemy, you know who they are if you don't know by now. If you don't know by now, you'll never know me. Ooh, 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 ooh. The only thing our open enemy wants us to learn or to know is how to be a Negro basketball player, how to be a Negro football player. That's what they want us to know. How to be a Negro singer and dancer and a comedian or actor. Because they love black folks entertaining them. They always love that. Remember Roots Fiddler? They love black folks. They love to be entertained by black folks. So they don't mind you knowing that. They don't mind you knowing how to be a sellout. A Negro Uncle Tom, a Negro Sambo, a Negro Oreo head, a Negro politician, preacher, and leader. They don't mind you knowing that because it helps them push their white agenda that's designed to keep black people oppressed, controlled, and ignorant. They even want you to learn things in school. They even want you to get their degrees. Make you feel like a little a successful Negro, don't you? Oh, I'm successful. I ain't like them other Negroes. I'm different. No, with a degree, you're just a degree holding Negro. They want you to get a degree, you know why? So that they can use you afterwards as a servant to help them build their wealth and their power. And they give you crumbs in the process. Yeah, you got a job. We all need a job. But you're not the mover in the shaker. I'm not the mover in the shaker. We building somebody's wealth and their power, and we barely paying our damn bills. Interest rates going up. See, they don't mind you knowing all that stuff. But don't eat of the tree of knowledge that gives you truth. Look at the pictures here, brothers and sisters. It's worth 1,000 words. You got these Negro politicians, comedians, football players, basketball players. That's how they see us. The men and the women. I'm not playing hating. I'm just saying this is not how I see you or how I see us. This is how they see us. This is how they think about us. I love my people. When they doing good and even when they doing bad. When they doing bad, they just don't know who they are. They have no knowledge of self. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? There are many ways, brothers and sisters, to kill somebody. If you eat of this tree of knowledge, you'll surely die. You don't have to take a physical weapon to kill somebody. There's many ways you can kill somebody. And anytime a conscious brother or conscious sister, or what they say, knowledgeable brother or knowledgeable sister tries to wake up their people, what happens to them, y'all? They're attacked, demonized, they're canceled. This is cancel culture, remember that? Their platform is shut down. We got to be very careful what we say. We can't express our knowledge because it makes them uncomfortable. So we have to dumb ourselves down so we don't get cut off their platform. We don't own it. We don't own the internet. They'll kill you by putting you in prison, by deporting you, and literally kill you. If you have that knowledge and try to inform your people with truth, these are the things they'll do to you. Do some research on your own. I'm not some disgruntled brother. Do some research on your own about all the black men and women who were targeted because they were woke, W-O-K-E, because they were woke, and they tried to wake up their people. That's your homework. That's your homework. Google, Wikipedia, books are your best friend when it comes to gaining right knowledge. But they said, whoever wrote that book about black people, don't eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you will surely what? Die. This is my last one. I wanted to bring this Neanderthal Caucasoid to the forefront. And I'm quite sure that many of you, some of you have heard of this Florida governor, Ron DeSantis. He's a Republican. Oh yeah, them Republicans, yeah, they hate us. Let me tell you something. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party are two wings on the same damn bird. The Republican Party tell you straight up, we don't like your black behind. We're gonna make things hard for you. The Democratic Party say, oh, we love you. Oh, we want to help you. But both parties have the same goal. One is up in your face. We don't like you. The other one say they like you. The one who say they like you, smile on your face, pat you on your back, that's the most dangerous person in the world. I'd rather be in the presence of somebody who's going to tell me the truth than somebody who's lying and smiling. They both have the same goal. They have different strategies to reach that goal. And the goal is to maintain white supremacy. Do your research. So this man, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, right? He is just the man, if you've seen him around, fighting against the educational curriculum called the critical race theory. You heard of that, right? Why is he fighting so hard against it? Why did he ban it? Why is he writing laws against this kind of stuff? Because it brings public awareness to things like housing segregation, the impact of criminal justice policy in the 1990s, the legacy of enslavement of Black Americans and other things. It exposes America's true image. And they don't want that to happen. So Governor DeSantis said, I banned it because I don't want white people to feel bad and guilty about what they did to Black people. This is what he said. He says, I banned it because it's not fair that little white children have to feel bad or sad about what their ancestors did to Black people. He's trying to prevent Black people and other people from eating from the tree of what? Knowledge of good and evil. He is now running for president for 2004, president of the United States. And this is what he said. I saw it the other day. He says he will fight against the woke, W-O-K-E. I will fight against the woke and never, ever surrender to the woke mob. He said Florida State is where woke goes to die. Woke. See, you have to understand what the meaning of what he meant by woke. Them are political terms. Them are cold words, brothers and sisters. We got to understand. So we got to stop killing our mind with this foolishness. This crap don't teach you nothing. You don't have to think. These are code words. The word woke, you heard it a lot now. The word woke, you know what the word woke means? It's talking about Black people. Black people whose eyes are opening up to the white supremacist agenda against them. We will never, ever surrender against the woke. All right? We'll fight against the woke mob. In Florida State, woke comes here to die. Florida's in the United States. Don't think Florida is the only one. It's just that DeSantis is bold. He's a Republican. He'll tell you in your face. And the Democrats won't tell you nothing. Oh, he's a mean guy. Oh, he's not nice. Oh my God, he's not nice. Don't vote for the Republicans. Vote for us. Listen, once again, y'all both have the same agenda. To never surrender to the woke. Those Black people and men and women and children whose eyes are being opened, who sees you. Remember that man in the Bible who was blind. And according to the story, Jesus touched his eyes, spit on the ground, put some mud on the man's eyes. And Jesus asked the brother, "What do you see?" He said, "I see people look like trees." So Jesus put some more of that mud on his eyes. He said, "Okay, what do you see now?" He said, "I see men as they really are." See, the brother was able to obtain some knowledge to see things as they really are. But at first he was blind. What did Jesus Christ say according to the book? "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." What's the solution? Simple. Continue to unchain the Black or the African brain. Continue to unchain the Black or African brain by any means necessary. That ends my lesson, brothers and sisters. You can go for your walk now. You can have your dessert now. You can do whatever you want to do now. But I was inspired by my brother and by the Spirit, and I had to come tonight and just share this. I hope you got something out of it. Hope it was clear. Please share this, my brothers and sisters. And let me come up out of this. I'm going to close out right here. Okay? All right. I hope that you saw this. Hope everything went well. All right? We're going to leave out of here the way we came in. We came in with Hotep, meaning peace. We're going to leave up out of here with our beautiful Blackfish. Raise it, brothers and sisters. Feel that energy. Just spread that energy, y'all. Okay? This ain't no temporary movement here, y'all. Let's do it. You ready? Amandla. 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 What does it mean? Power. Power to the people. My time is up. It's beautiful to see y'all. Agban, I see you, King. Oh, Angie, the truth hurts. Oh, my sister. Hotep to you. Good to see you, Queen. All right, all right. Wow. Great, 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 great. Yes, yes, yes. I'm out of here, y'all. Hope to see y'all again. Have a beautiful night. Pray for me as I pray for you. And hey, Ashe. See you next time.